Realm Rampage, a Battlegrounds game that got 50,000 players on release, seemingly with a diverse cast of characters, new interesting mechanics, and a promising future. Is it still bussin' or not? Well, kind of. Personally, I really like this game. It basically combines the best qualities of the strongest Battlegrounds and Jujutsu Shenanigans. It has good character choice, it has a good map with map destruction, and the combat doesn't feel wonky or bad at all. So I really like this game. However, ever since the release of the game has kind of been on a decline. The player count has significantly dropped. Now, the game isn't dead by any means, but if you remember Jujutsu Shenanigans, that game started off with less players than Realm Rampage did on release. And as of today, Jujutsu Shenanigans is probably the second biggest Battlegrounds game on Roblox. But Realm Rampage didn't really follow the same footsteps as Jujutsu Shenanigans. Realm Rampage has seen very high player counts. When it released, it was around 60,000, and ever since then it's been around the 20 to 30,000 player mark. Every time an update came out, obviously the player count skyrocketed. But now, 3 weeks later, the player count has seemingly hit an all-time low. The game is still very popular on YouTube, but it's losing popularity on Roblox. I still like playing this game, and I think it's actually a pretty good game, but the main question is, why would you play this game over the strongest Battlegrounds or Jujutsu Shenanigans? The only reason I see is because it has different content, like different characters from the other games. Besides that, there is nothing really special except the domain clashing, but that isn't enough to keep this game afloat. Realm Rampage isn't necessarily doing a lot to stand out from its competitors. As I said, the game is good, but it's not necessarily unique. There has been so many Battlegrounds games on Roblox, and I would say this is one of the better ones, but it does nothing to really stand out from the competition. In comparison to Jujutsu Shenanigans did something with Battlegrounds games that no one has seen before. The best way I can explain it is that Jujutsu Shenanigans feels like its own game, whereas Realm Rampage just feels like a derivative of the strongest Battlegrounds and Jujutsu Shenanigans. It's like it doesn't have its own personality. It just copied them from the strongest Battlegrounds and Jujutsu Shenanigans. Now you might say,
but Redfish, the game is really good, and it doesn't matter if it copied the other games. It's at 15,000 players right now, and it's better than most Battlegrounds games.
And you know what? I agree. It is better than most, but if it's just a copy of the strongest Battlegrounds and Jujutsu Shenanigans, you might as well just play the originals. I say all of this not to bash and hate on the game, but rather to bring light to the fact that the game kinda lacks a little bit more personality, innovation, and just something new and exciting. It's fine where it is. By Roblox standards, this is a really popular game, but if it doesn't innovate and bring something new to the table, then it will just stay where it is and never become an iconic and memorable Battlegrounds game. If you compare Jujutsu Shenanigans and the strongest Battlegrounds, you can see a very clear difference in the art style, in the combat, in the mechanics. The strongest Battlegrounds is more cookie cutter and precise, while Jujutsu Shenanigans is a lot more quirky and goofy in its nature. That being said, what is Realm Rampage? That's what Realm Rampage has to find out. So, now that I've kind of gotten my opinion out of the way on why I think the game is on a decline, I want to talk about what they can improve. This game kind of feels uninspired and uncreative a lot of times. And the main reason for that is because a lot of mechanics and designs are directly copied from Jujutsu Shenanigans. One example is the map. Not only does it kind of look like Jujutsu Shenanigans, even though they changed it now with a new update, but also the map destruction is taken from Jujutsu Shenanigans. The subway really looks similar to Jujutsu Shenanigans. At least they have like leaderboards here, which is pretty cool. And the domain expansion GUI animation is also taken from Jujutsu Shenanigans. It pretty much looks exactly the same. Now, I think at this point it wouldn't make sense to change that, but it would make sense to keep that in mind as the game goes forward. I'm not a game developer, but there's so much you could do with this game. It has so much potential. One idea that I thought of is like more interactables around the map. For example, trampolines, or maybe some sort of bank where you can break in and like get money or something. Like literally just little things like that would make the game feel so much more unique and alive. There's so many things you could do with this game, like literally a football field or like, I don't know, some sort of mini game, like anything, man. There's so many cool things you could add to this game besides, you know, normal updates like characters and stuff like that. For example, something that would add a lot more personality to the game is a shop. What I mean is, like, let's say I stand right here and in editing I add a shop. Okay, this shop could have items like bombs or some sort of item that you can use in a fight, for example. Like, what if there was like a mega mushroom for Mario that when you use it, you become really big and you can like destroy the whole map, Godzilla style? Or what if there was just, you know, health potions and stuff like that? That might be a little bit annoying, but you know, literally anything, man, anything. And they could update the shop like weekly. It could even have cosmetics, and they could literally update the shop weekly and give it new items or like old items and just cycle through a bunch of items every week, and that would already make the game a lot cooler, man. This idea that I have is literally, this is actually a good idea. Like, if you steal the idea, credit me. I'm joking. But what I'm talking about is, what if you could swap out abilities of a character? What I mean by this is basically custom abilities or like alternative abilities that you can unlock at a certain point in the game. So let's say you're playing Sukuna, and maybe an alternative ability could be world cutting slash. So then, let's say after you get 100 kills on the character, you are able to swap out an ultimate ability for world cutting slash, and then you could like customize your moveset, for example. In my opinion, that would be a great idea. You could do so much with that, and you could even like add custom moves to the shop that I mentioned previously, and that would make the game so much more unique already. But yeah, I'm literally just yapping at this point. I'm just saying random ideas that pop into my head, but I'm just saying this game has so much potential, and if the developers want it to stay how it is, then they can just keep going, you know. They can keep doing these updates that just add new characters and whatever, new emotes. But if you don't add new innovative stuff to the game, it's never gonna become innovative, you know. It's not gonna be unique like Jujutsu Shenanigans or the Strongest Battlegrounds. And if they just add some cool stuff to this game, it could genuinely be one of the best Battlegrounds games. But hey man, I'm just a YouTuber, so I don't know if my opinion counts, but this is what I think, man. This is what I think. And I hope you enjoyed the video. That was all I really wanted to say. Yeah, let me know your opinions in the comments, and see you next time.